What's up and welcome back. Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tuesday Tips and Tricks. I'm Max at WeVideo, your host, and today, I think a lot of you have been waiting for this. We finally released cropping for WeVideo. It's much awaited, and we're here to show you how it works, all the cool things you can do with it, as well as usual, answer any questions you have related to WeVideo. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube. You can also go and check out our Tuesday Tips and Tricks landing page and subscribe there for email notifications every week. And then you can also take a look at all of our existing episodes that are all backlogged there. Got some great ones as well. With that, let's bring on our co-host, Tyler Wall.
What's up, Max? What's up, viewers? Happy Tuesday once again. Ready to get into some cropping today. Great new feature. Should be fun.
Yeah, so this is going to make a lot of things just a lot easier, as well as open up a whole new gate for all these different things that you can do. And we're going to show you a few of them. One that's pretty fun that can be used on kind of fun stuff on TikTok or Instagram is cloning. But let's get into it. Let's open up the app.
All right, let's hop right into the editor. I've got a project already open for you guys. This is one of the biggest use cases we see for the need for cropping. So a lot of you guys use green screen with WeVideo, and you might have run into this problem before. As you can see here, we've got Max on our green screen. This is actually one of the, you can find this like on Amazon for 20 bucks, I think. It's a pretty cheap green screen that just folds open, kind of like your card shade, similar to that.
So before we were allowed back into the office at limited capacity, this was actually one of the videos that I did from home using our like $25 pop-up here.
Yeah, so great way to do green screen if you guys haven't tried it out yet is to get one of these nice cheap screens. The only problem with them is they can be a little bit small. So you can see here we've run into this, you can see the edge right here, this black line. So I'm going to show you what happens when we key this out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and save my changes. We've got our backdrop underneath, background rather, and you can see that edge still. Because it's not green, it didn't key that out. So we could, in the past, maybe scale this, try and get rid of that.
And you still can.
Yeah, and sometimes that would work. In this case, it kind of does work for us. But if we want to maintain the size of Max, and maybe if we had a different situation, that edge would, to get it out, it might be too much of a scale, and we might end up with too much Max and not enough screen, if that makes sense. So pretty easy fix now. What we can do is go ahead and hop into the new cropping tab. So this is going to show you where you crop on the layer. And there's a couple ways to do this. So we have this slider here. You can see as I drag the slider on the left, it will crop that way or the right. And in this case, we want to crop that top part off. The other way we can go about doing this is simply use our mouse and drag this edge within the preview window. So pretty easy. So let's go ahead and crop it like this, save the changes, and you can see immediately that edge is gone now. So a great way to adjust a green screen that may be a little bit smaller. But that's not all. We can use cropping for a lot of different things and get super creative with it.
Yeah, so actually, as one of our viewers commented, this is going to be great for green screen. I think it's the choo-choo train. Yes, absolutely right. Cropping's definitely got some benefits for green screen, but it also opens up a whole other world of kind of cool opportunity, which we'll get to right now.
Yeah, so yesterday, Max and I played around with some other effects to crop with. Let's actually we did a couple tests. I think this one turned out a little bit better, so we'll try this one. Yeah, let's just preview the video real quick so you can see the effect we're talking about, and we'll show you guys how we did it using cropping. All right. So you can see we've got 3 maxes here.
Yeah. I think obviously a lot more possibilities here, but we didn't put a whole lot of effort into this, largely in part because it's really easy to do.
Right. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you can see I'm previewing the crops that we actually did within my clip editor. And you can see what the original clip here looked like. So a little bit of planning went into this. We shot on a wider angle lens so we could see, 3 fields or areas, I should say, where we were putting the different maxes.
Yeah, and then another cool kind of helpful tip for this is if you're using an iPhone or an Android, when you take a picture or video, it has an option to basically display your view in a grid format.
Yeah,
which makes it a lot easier to segment into thirds and kind of know, okay, like don't break this frame.
Yeah, do a little bit of planning ahead of time within your camera to see exactly, the thirds that we're breaking this into.
Yeah, and the most crucial thing is obviously your phone that's taking, or your camera that's taking the video, cannot move. It needs to be on a tripod or exactly the same for every single shot.
Yeah, so you can see we've got these 3 different layers here, and it's pretty straightforward. You probably figured out how we did this already. All right, so this is the top clip. I'm just going to go into the clip editor. Oops. See if there we go. Grab that handle and then just drag it this way. And as Max mentioned, you just want to be sure that your actor is not going over this crop line, because if his arm moves past this, it will be invisible in our effect here. So we don't want that.
Exactly.
Just give him a little bit of space. Save those changes. And then you can see this next layer is showing up underneath. So we'll just do the same thing with this layer. Oh, sure you're grabbing that handle. Drag it over. Save the changes. And you can see right there, I didn't drag that crop far enough. So Max's arm is getting cut off in this shot. So let's go ahead and adjust that a bit more. There we go. So pretty easy to do this effect. This is a fun one. You can obviously make this your own. Just be sure you're maintaining these different planes of view.
I've seen this done pretty frequently, actually, for kind of marketing videos where you have basically 2 versions of yourself, one interviewing the other, just kind of a fun take on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where you can kind of basically pause and wait for your clone essentially to respond to your questions, which is kind of fun to time out. And that's very easy to do now, as well as the green screen. So we do already have some questions coming in. Tyler, do you have any more green screen we want to show, or do we want to get right to the questions?
Let's see. I think that was about it. We could show just real quick this other one we did, just playing around with this same kind of effect. This one we had 2 maxes. Oh, I think we did 3 actually. Another thing we should mention, I think we ran into an issue with this, is it was a little bit easier to see the cropping line here. Keep in mind when you're shooting to maintain the same lighting and white balance on your camera if possible, because you could see some of these lines if you have a different exposure setting, which we had here. We shot this a little bit different time, so you can see the line a little easier. So that's just a quick tip. Yeah, you want to field some questions here? Did we get any good ones?
Yeah, so this first one's from Lisa Kelly. I guess she's asked this question a few weeks ago, and I do remember this. And I think we, on the back end, kind of figured out the issue here. How do you get your media to show 6 clips wide as opposed to 2? So again, McTyler, she's talking about those folders. And we mentioned that you can adjust that. But another thing that gets factored into this whole kind of equation here is that you're limited to the size of your monitor. So your display window can only be so big. And since Tyler's using a bigger monitor, not just kind of your standard 13 or 15-inch MacBook monitor, he's able to get to that 6. So I think if you're on a laptop, you may be limited to just 5. Excuse me, voice cracked.
It could be your browser window size, or like Max said, your monitor window. But I believe we did answer this question a while back, and it's pretty easy to adjust the way you view these, at least. So we can show you that again. Let me zoom in a little bit here. This icon right here will adjust the way you see them. So it could be more of a list, or if you prefer it to be, across like that. And then obviously adjusting the size of your window is going to affect how many folders you see.
And then I don't know if this will work for WeVideo, but I know you can do like a command plus or a command minus to completely zoom out. Like that's a hotkey for a browser. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just my browser. So
yeah, okay.
Command plus, yeah, command minus on Mac.
So that'll adjust the kind of zoom in or zoom out of your browser window, and then alternatively, you can do Shift plus or Shift minus to zoom in and out of your WeVideo timeline.
That's the zoom tool, or you could use this slider down here. Yeah. Hopefully that answered your question.
Awesome. Bunch of other comments here appreciating the cropping tool. Okay, another question from Lisa. If you wanted to do a video interviewing a clone of yourself, how would you line up the audio part?
It's a good question. Yeah, we haven't actually done the interview ourselves yet. We could try that out maybe for an example next week or down the line. To line up the audio, I think, it might take a little bit of planning, interviewing yourself. You might want to have a script ahead of time. As far as lining it up in the editor, the audio is just going to attach, to the clip itself when you shoot. So to get into your audio, you just hit this audio tab here, and it will show that waveform, and you can adjust these. But it stays attached to the video clip. So, interview yourself, write a script out with the questions, do that in one take, and then shoot the other angle of yourself with the answers, and then bring those both into WeVideo, and you should be able to edit that together. I think that's an easy way to do it. You
could also, I guess, record the audio separately and then import that in as a file if you're using a mic.
Yep.
And you get like a separate audio file. That would be maybe a little easier, but kind of, the big thing is that you need to give yourself time for your other you to respond, if that makes sense. Because you can't make video out of nothing. So if you ask yourself a question and you only give 2 seconds of time before you ask another question, you need to give adequate time for that other person to respond. So if it takes 10 seconds to respond, you need to factor that in. So you're just going to have the other you basically sitting there for 10 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Another idea is possibly getting the original clip with the questions and then playing that back and then just using that as an actual interview while you're sitting there, if that makes sense. So like play it out over your phone or whatever you shot it on, and you could interview yourself in real time.
Oh yeah, that's a great kind of little hack there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just some thoughts. But yeah, if you guys want to try that one out, interview yourself using the cropping tool. We'd love to see that.
And then, yeah, Tyler, I have a feeling this is going to come up because we've kind of addressed this here and there.
Sure.
In terms of splitting your audio and your video, you can't do that yet in WeVideo, but there is a workaround where what you could do is you could take your 2 video clips and stack them, and then mute the audio in the top video clip. And then in the bottom video clip, you can turn the transparency completely down.
Right.
And that way you'll have essentially 2 different tracks, one with the audio, one with the video. So we can show that.
Yeah, so for example, we have this clip here. Let me get rid of this other guy just so it's a little easier to see what's going on. And if we were to duplicate this clip, hold shift, drag up, it's an exact duplicate. And then like Max said, if we were to just take the opacity of this clip, drop it all the way down, essentially what we have is just this audio down here now. And then we could mute the audio on this guy. A couple ways to do that. Use the master volume here or the clip volume. This one's a little easier. Just mute it. And then basically what we have is our audio on this track and video on this track.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's situations where that does come up where we need to take the audio and adjust where it is.
Yeah, kind of an easy little workaround there.
Oh, we got Eric. He's watching from the Netherlands. Welcome.
Yeah.
Greetings. Thank you.
And then Amanda Scard chimed in. Hey, Amanda. Hope you're well.
Hey, Amanda. What's up?
Okay, got another question here. What is the easiest way? This is from T said what T said. What is the easiest way to edit a reaction to a video clip in WeVideo? I'd love to have it so that me sitting at my desk fills the entire screen and the video clip I'm reacting to is in a bottom corner. She's talking about picture in picture.
Yeah, so like a reaction video to, I don't know, TikTok or something along those lines.
Yeah. This is this is common in gaming videos where you've got the user playing and then the game on the screen, or kind of just like your typical presentation where maybe you've got yourself in the bottom corner and then the screen you're sharing is on the main screen.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. All right, let's show you. So see there, I can zoom in a little bit. This record button up here is going to open your dialog box for these options. You can use your webcam screen or screen and webcam. I think that's what we would want to use in this case. So you could play the video and then react to it at the same time. So go ahead and hit that and next. If you haven't allowed WeVideo to access your mic and camera, go ahead and do that. And then you'll be given these options here. So if you had an external webcam, this would be the area you could select that, or the built-in one, similar to your audio options. And then once you have selected those, just go ahead and click next. So depending on what type of video you're reacting to, I guess it could be a YouTube video or just something that you already have on your phone that you shot yourself. You're going to select where that is. If you have an external monitor, the application it's on, or the actual Chrome tab. So I don't have a video to react to currently pulled up, but let's just say I did. I would select that here, and then I guess.
Yeah. So let's just kind of go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So once you select the video, you would say share, and then it's recording this screen here. So I'm on an external monitor. If I was to get a new tab and go to YouTube, I could do that, and it would record that whole process. It's also recording the webcam right now. So everything I'm saying, and you can't preview what it's actually looking at, but it would be the webcam. And then once you stop that recording, it's going to put that into our media tab. So let me go ahead and stop. Let's make sure this is WeVideo so I don't kill our stream share. All right, so once you stop your recording, you can see it's got that webcam recording and the screen. So you could preview that if you wanted, record again, or just save. Ooh.
Yeah, and I think
immediately it's going right into the media tab there.
So she's actually asking kind of for what the opposite, which is, doesn't really change anything, but where she wants the big screen to be her and then the bottom corner to be the video she's reacting to.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's easy to do. As you can see here, the default is going to do the picture-in-picture kind of the opposite way, where you are the small icon up in the corner there, and the screen is big. But that's very easy to adjust.
Yeah.
So to fix that, and look, we can even crop this one now. So I've got this extra space. So another great use of crop is for picture-in-picture. So I can crop that a little bit, and then I can also adjust the scale. So I can be nice and big. So awful thumbnail there. Let me get let me get something more embarrassing here. There we go. And then we can make the other screen smaller. That might be even too big. I don't know. Or you could do kind of a side-by-side. Maybe that's
you can do side-by-side. I mean, the important thing to think about is if you want one to be bigger than the other, then you want, let me rephrase that. Whatever you want to be in the bottom corner, you want that to be on the top track.
Yeah. So to Max's point, if we bring this up above, it's going to help us out a little bit. Yeah, and then obviously you just adjust and arrange this in a way that is going to work for what you're trying to achieve with your, let's say the video is only on this part, we could crop it over a little bit. And then we kind of have this side-by-side look.
Yeah.
So you could react to the video. I don't know, what's that, like a duet, I think is what they call that in TikTok land.
Yeah, so if you're still watching, let us know if that's kind of what you had in mind. We did have another question from Lisa, and that is if you could show how we duplicated the exact same clip again. Just with hotkeys.
That's a very easy one and super useful. To duplicate a clip, you're going to select the clip, hold down Shift, and then just drag into a area that's got space for it. And it needs to be, you know, a video or audio track, depending on what type of clip it is. So just keep that in mind. If I was to try and drag, you know, duplicate clip, see it turns red to an audio track. It's not going to allow you to do that.
Yeah, but you can drag it to another entire track, or you can drag it to the same track just further along where you have space.
Right. Great question.
Awesome. Well, we'll do a little more waiting, see if we have any more questions come in. Aside from that, if you are on an education account, we did just release the open beta for our real-time collaboration, which we did a couple of videos on. The big thing there is if you are on a school or education account, you make sure that the admin there has enabled that feature.
Yeah, definitely check out real-time collaboration if you have one of those accounts. It is really fun and a great way to create a video quickly with your team. So check that out.
Awesome.
And definitely use this cropping tool. It's available now.
Yeah, so the cropping tool is available on all premium plans. So any plan that is paid will have this feature already added to it.
Yep.
If you're on a free plan, you will be able to use it in the same way you can with any other premium feature where you can try it, but you won't be able to export until you upgrade.
Amanda is watching from Belgium. All right. We got like an international show today.
Netherlands. Yeah, this is great. Awesome.
Yeah, once again, I'm just going to show you how to get into that cropping tool. So it's the same way you get into anything. Just double click to the clip editor, and it's the second tab here. This will be available to all paid plans. So go ahead and check that out.
Perfect. Question from Joseph Schreiber. I don't know this, Tyler. Maybe you do. I have a WeVideo school account and was wondering if there was a way to be given 1080 access.
I believe that's based on the plan you're on. So yeah, double check.
I'd have to refresh myself. Maybe we can, whoever's on the back end here, put a link to our pricing page to see if we can figure out which plan you're on. It might be, be a question for your admin regardless.
Yeah, we can get you in touch with support to help you out with that question.
Yeah, and then as always, guys, WeVideo's Tuesday Tips and Tricks is based off of questions that we receive on YouTube, on Facebook. So if you have a question, let us know, and we can either address it in one of our other episodes or make a whole dedicated show to it, kind of like we have here. But thank you so much for keeping this show alive and all these great questions. It's super fun to do, and love having an audience to do it for.
Yeah, and we're hoping to have more guests on. If you guys tuned in last week, we had Mark, who's a real estate agent. And he had some great tips for us, so check that one out if you haven't. We're also really close. We're really close to 17,000 subscribers, you guys. So if you're watching today and you haven't subscribed
on YouTube,
get on that. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah, help us help you. The more we grow, the more we can do. So Joseph got back. He is the admin of his account with 300 licenses. He doesn't want it for all users. He just wants it for him. I think we'll have to follow up with Joseph offline here to kind of figure out what plan you're on. But with that, I think we're about wrapping things up anyway. Yeah, Joseph, you might need a separate account. Yeah, we can talk offline. And then, yeah, from Daniel, speaker last week was awesome. Great to hear it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Joseph, contact support at wevideo.com and they can help you out there. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Amanda. Thanks again, Lisa. Thanks again, VA Daniel. Everybody who tuned in today, this was so great. Until next week, happy creating.
See you guys.